Do you love math? If you do love math, I suggest to go to www.mrmathinc.net or YouTube Mr. Ing today. Very easy and compatible to work with.
Okay, let's go on to 1.21, one real solution. Okay, so there are some steps here. Steps to solving quadratics by graphing. Let's go over these steps. Step number 1, set equal to 0. If you want to put a slash through it. Set equal to 0. So over here it says 10 minus x squared equals 4x plus 14. I like to draw a line down where my equal sign is. And what we're going to try to do here is move all of this across the green line. In order to move it across, we're going to have to use our properties of equality. So, to set equal to 0, I'm going to add x squared. And we can also, opposite of positive 10 is to subtract 10. And I'll put it underneath here. Because I realized that they're what? Like terms. Okay, so 10 minus 10 equals 0. Negative x squared plus x squared, or a negative, whoops, sorry about that. Negative 1 plus a positive 1, so those are the numbers in front. That's also going to equal a 0. So we have on this left side 0 equals, I have 4x, positive 14 minus 10 is positive 4 plus x squared. And we'll write this in descending order so it's in standard form. So I'll have x squared plus 4x plus 4. Okay, so now we have a quadratic equation set equal to 0. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm going to find the axis of symmetry. Find axis of symmetry. And if you pull out your formula sheet, which is just a piece of paper that you write down like maybe one formula for each lesson, is there is a formula. And that is x equals negative b over 2a. So remember, standard form is the a, b's, and c's. If there's no number here, it's either 1 or 0. In this case, it has to be 1. B is 4. And c is positive 4. Just the numbers in front, they're called coefficients. Okay, so b is 4. A is 1. So I have x equals negative, and that one has a 2 in front. So that would be x equals negative 4 over 2. 4 divided by 2 is 2, so that'll be x equals negative 2. Let's use a color here. How about green? Okay, so right there we have found our axis of symmetry. Okay, step number 3. So this is number 1. This is number 2. And number 3 now is we're going to make a table of values. Table of values. So here is my table of values. We did this in lesson 1.1. And let's go ahead. I just found something really cool. So cheesy. If I hold down the line, it makes it straight. I know. Not cool for you, but so cool for me as a teacher. And I got to get in 5 points in here. I didn't do it that time, but so I need 1, 2, 3. I'm going to use this gray one right here, 4, 5. And this is the reason why I have this green one. The green one has to go in the middle right here. This is why we do the axis of symmetry. That is our -2. So this is our x value. This is my function. This is where I'm going to put my work. F of x equals x squared plus 4x plus 4. And this is the order pair of my solutions. X comma f of x, or x comma y. And the axis of symmetry there highlighted in green, x equals -2, is so important because it tells me values to pick. It tells me what to pick. It is in the middle of my parabola. Remember, you folding the taco, the parabola, on the axis of symmetry. So go up by 1 and down by 1. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that value, all these x values right here, and we're going to put in for every x value. Okay? Let's go ahead and do that. So I have f of -4, so I'm using function notation, it's just a way of showing my work. -4 squared plus 4 times -4 plus 4. Remember, every substitution is in parentheses, and we're going to use PEMDAS. If you need to, you can just write PEMDAS. We go on those chunks left to right. -4 squared is 16. 4 times -4, remember it's a multiplication here, not 4 minus 4, so it'll be -16 plus 4. And 16 minus 16 is 0, so my answer is 4. When I put into my function -4, I get a positive 4. Okay, let's try -3 now. If I put in -3 here, -3 squared is 9. 4 times -3 is -12 plus 4, so I get 9 minus 12 is -3, and -3 plus 4 is positive 1 is my answer. When my input is -3, my output or answer is 1. Let's do -2. -2 squared is 4. 4 times -2 is -8. And that's positive 4. So 4 minus 8 is -4. -4 plus 4 is 0. So when I put in -2, my answer is 0. -1. -1 squared is 1. 4 times -1 is -4 plus 4. -4 plus 4 is 0, so I'm left with an answer of 1. I don't know if you've catched that pattern, but if you do what I kind of told you about, you'll see that my green solutions have the same answer. And what do you think this next one, as I do it in blue, what do you think the answer is going to be? So let's put in 0. 0 squared plus 4 times 0 plus 4. So 0 squared is 0, 4 times 0 is 0, plus 4, 0 plus 4 gives me 4. So if I put in 0, I get 4, and above we had -1, comma 1. Okay, so that is our table of values. All right, next we need to graph it. Graph. Let's graph this. It's like a game changer. It's the ruler. All right. Now, if I was wise, I would have realized that I should just go over here because we're all more on the negative side. And let's just put some tick marks up here, try to do equally spaced. And you don't need, and as you're drawing your tick marks, do not like put every single number, but you do need to put like something like that, minimum. Okay, let's graph this. -4, 4, so left 4 on the x-axis. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then up 4 on the y-axis. There is my point. Should have given you guys some graph paper, but I forgot. Negative 3, comma 1, maybe we'll do make the video. Left 3, up 1. Okay, the vertex, negative 2, 0, left 2, dang it, sorry. Left 2, stay, or 0 on the y-axis, and left 1, up 1 from the origin, and starting at the origin, we're going to go stay on the x-axis, 0, and then 4 on the y-axis, so up here. And let's go through. Okay, so that is step number 4. That's how to graph it. Okay, step number 5 down. We need to find the solutions. Find solutions. Just like the warm-up, well, how many times does this graph cross the x-axis? Well, it does it right here. That is my solution. So we can say that we have a 0 or solution of x equals negative 2. If you put in negative 2 into our equation up there, you will basically get 0. And basically we're kind of saying, remember the big idea here is that where it crosses the x-axis is our solution. Okay, let's try the questions below. For questions 1 to 3, skip one problem and use the related graph of each equation to determine its solutions. So let's go over here now. Question number 1. Remember, we talked about how, let's just highlight it, solutions are where it crosses the x-axis. Okay, where it crosses the x-axis. So for question number 1, does it cross the x-axis? The answer is none, or no real solution. So again, if you say 0 times, we're saying that means none. Do you want a sandwich right now? No, I want 0 sandwiches, if that makes sense. Okay, question number 2, where does it cross? So kind of easy, they're giving us the graph. Then we have our solutions at x equals negative 2 and x equals 5 is our solutions. Now some people will do something like this. They'll write negative 2 comma 5, and I don't like that because students think that is an ordered pair, but it's not an ordered pair. The ordered pair would be negative 2 comma 0 and 5 comma 0. And question number 3, we have it here, so that would be x equals negative 4. Now, we talked about before in the intro video that the warm-up is that it's a double solution. So essentially you would write something like x equals negative 4. So it sounds weird to write it twice, but that actually might give you some hints later on when we talk about polynomials. All right, question number 4, directions. For questions 4 to 6, skip one problem and solve each equation by graphing. All right, let's look at question number 4. I'm going to use my 5 steps above here. Okay, set it equal to 0, find axis of symmetry, table of values, graph it, and find the solutions. All right, it's already set equal to 0, done. Vertex, so A equals 1, B equals negative 10, and C equals 21. Step. The next step is I'm going to find my axis of symmetry. So x equals negative b over 2a. My b value is negative 10. Let's put that in parentheses. And then 2 times my a value, which is 1. So you get x equals opposite of negative 10 over 2. Here in green, that becomes negative 5. So I have the opposite of negative 5, which is positive 5. There we found the axis of symmetry. So let's go ahead and make our table of values. X, my function, and then my order pair, x comma y or x comma f of x. And one, two, three, four, five. And again, this one is so important, it has to go in the middle. Whoops, can't. So there's two above it, and I guess I don't need this one. Just goes there and there. Okay. So 5 goes here. Switch that. If 5 goes in there, then you just need numbers that go above or below it. So that would be 6 and 7, and 4 and 3. Okay, so let's go ahead and just substitute those in there. 7 squared. So this would give me 49 minus 70 plus 21. Negative 21 plus 21 gives me what? 0. So 7 comma 0 is my answer. Remember, your answer goes on the right side, which is kind of like the y or f of x, the output. Okay, if I put in a 6 here, feel free to use a calculator. You're going to get 36 minus 60. That would give me negative 24, and negative 24 plus 21 would give me negative 3. So when I have 6, I have negative 3. Let's put in 5. 25 minus 50 plus 2. So that would be negative 25 plus 2 would give me a, whoops, you gotta pay attention. Negative 25 plus 21 gives me a negative 4. And let's go back to blue. 4 squared minus 10 times 4 plus 21. I get 16 minus 40 plus 21. So that gives me negative 24 plus 21 gives me negative 3. 4 comma negative 3. And then our last one, just putting in there 3. So let's put in 3 for every x value. So I have 3 squared, which is 9, minus negative 10 times 3 is negative 30. So left to right, 9 minus 30 is negative 21, and negative 21 plus 21 is 0. 3 comma 0 is my answer. Okay, let's go ahead and graph these. Looks like I'm staying on the right side. No, sorry, all positives. So right side, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7. And looks like we're going below 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so let's go ahead and graph these. So I have my purple pencil, 7 comma 0, right 7 stay, right 6 down 3, right 5 down 4, right 4 down 3, and then right 3 and stay. Right 3 and stay. So this is what my parabola looks like. Didn't like that. Haha, mine's better. And remember, I'm just gonna x equals -5. The axis of symmetry that we highlighted here in green. Look at this. It's meant to fold that parabola in half. And what are our two solutions? We have two real solutions. X equals 3, because that's where it crosses the x-axis, and x equals 7. Alright, question number 5. We're going to graph it. Remember, if you get stuck on setting it equal to 0, so we already set equal to 0, I'm going to find my axis of symmetry, but to do that, I'm just going to find my A, B's, and C's. There was no number there, there has, whoops, we missed it. It's a 4. Do you see how it's in front of the x squared? So A equals 4, B equals 4, and C equals 1. Remember, our formula is x equals -b over 2a. Always write down the formula. Fractions are always vertical. And we're just going to substitute that in there. B equals 4. And A equals 4. And I have 2 here. Okay, so x equals -4 over 8. And actually, the better one is actually not to. I'll tell you the mistake for students. They'll think that 4 divided by 8 is -2. And this is wrong. Here it is easier, I think. If you put a 1 here, this is 1 times 4. 4 divided by 4. This is what it means to cancel. You're left with x equals -1/2. X equals -1/2. Now I know you might be scared, but don't be scared. It is a fraction. And from here, if I were doing the problem, I would just kind of count -1/2 is between 0 and -1. So I would probably just choose -1 whole numbers. And then this one would be 0 and 1. Because the distance, it's a -1/2 is between -1 and 0. Okay, let's go ahead and graph the, let's go ahead and compute a table of values. And so this problem is 4x squared plus 4x plus 1. And so every time I see a x, we're going to put in a -2. Wow, that was messy. Plus 1. Okay, here is my -2. And let's just go ahead and simplify that. Remember, order of operations tells you to do exponents before you multiply. So -2 times -2 is +4. 4 times 2 is 16. 8 times -2 is -8. And that is 6 minus 8 is 8. 8 plus 1 is 9. 9 is my answer. So when x is -2, my answer is 9. Let's do the same thing for -1. Put in -1 here. -1 times -1 is 1, and 1 times 4 is 4. 4 times -1 is -4. 4 minus 4 is 0. 0 plus 1 is 1. So -1/2, and I get my answer of 1. Alright, let's do the -1/2 here. Let's do different colors. So put in negative 1/2. See if I can do some side problems to help you. Negative 1/2 squared is just negative 1/2 times negative 1/2, and negative times negative is a positive. Then we're just going to multiply the numerator and denominators. 1 times 1 is 1. 2 times 2 is 4. Okay, this one I'm going to make for a fraction. Put it over 1. You're going to do the same thing. We're going to multiply. Positive times a negative is a negative, so I'm going to change this to a negative. And then I'm going to multiply across. 4 times 1 is 4. And 2 times 1 is 2. So that will give me a negative 4/2 plus 1. And you'll notice the same thing over there. You're just going to multiply the numerator and denominator. That would be 4 over 4, which would give you 1. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And 1 minus 2 is negative 1. Negative 1 plus 1 is 0. So I have negative 1/2, comma, 0. Let's go ahead and do the problem here. We're going to substitute in x equals 0. So 0 squared is 0. 0 times 4 is 0. 4 times 0 is 0, and plus 1. So 0 plus 0 plus 1 is 1. When we put in 0, the answer was 1. And the last one, 4 times something plus 4 times something plus 1, and we're going to put in x equals 1. So this gives me 1 times 1 is 1. 4 times 1 is 4. 4 times 1 is 4. And all those together, you'll get 9. 1 comma 9. Do you see the blacks are the same y answer? The blues have the same y answer as well. Let's go ahead and graph that. Okay, so it's going to get up to 9 on the y-axis. So let's just count this as 3. Okay, let's see that. Come on. 3. Okay, I didn't want it black, but it's fine. 6, 9. And we're going to be going from negative 1/2. So say this is 1, negative 2, 1, 2, and I know my problem. Let's see. Oh, that should be okay. Okay, negative 2, 9. So left 2, up 9. That's this one up here. Negative 1, 1, left 1, up 1. Now pay attention. That's like 2, this is 1, so it would be like that. Okay, here's my vertex, negative 1/2, 0. So I'm going left, negative 1/2, and staying, right? That's this one up here. And then 0, 1. So that would be right here. And then 1, 9. Right 1, up 9. And here is our, let's see how I did. Let's see. Can I move this thing? Pretty good. Here's art lesson. Just make your dots way bigger. See that? Okay, so question. How many times does it go through the x-axis? Well, we have, you can say 2 real solutions at x equals negative 1/2 and x equals negative 1/2. This is one option. Or you can say 1 real solution, x equals negative 1/2, But here you have to stay with a multiplicity of 2. Or say it's a double root. Okay, and let's go ahead and try number 6. Let's write standard form above it. Remember there's a 1 there. A is 1. Okay, there's a 1 there too, right? Nothing's there. It's either a 0 or 1, and if it was 0, 0 times anything would go with 0, it would go away, so it must be a 1 there. And C is -6. Let's write down our axis of symmetry. Always write down the formula. A is 1. B is 1. Write in everything else. There's my negative sign. And 2 down here. So if we simplify this, x equals -1/2. Fun! They gave us another fraction. But that's okay, because I put it here in the middle. And we can just do what we did in the previous problem, is we can just go up. So from there we can go -1, -2, and then 0, 1. Let's write down our problem. And we're going to go something squared plus something minus 6, and that something is -2. Dope. -2 squared is 4, and that will give us 4 minus 2, and that'll give us 2, and then 2 minus 6 is -4. Let's substitute in, or every parentheses there is basically what the x is, and x in this problem is -1. -1 squared is 1, 1 minus 1 minus 6, 1 minus 1 is 0, 0 minus 6 is -6. So -1 comma 6, -6. And I have our wonderful -1/2 here. So there's another way. Let me show you guys. This only works for exponents. This is called the power rule. So you can distribute that exponent to its exponent. So that becomes 1 squared, which is 1. And 2 squared is 4. But notice where the 4 answer will be is in the denominator, bottom of the fraction. And negative times negative is a positive. -6. And you can double this because they're equivalent fractions. So I have 1/4 minus 2/4 minus 6. Let's just make that one a fraction too. I'm going to put that one over 1, and we're trying to get denominators of 4. So this one will get us -24/4, right? Does that make sense? Now that they all have a common denominator, you can just subtract the numerators. 1 minus 2 is -1, -1 minus 24 is -25. Oh yeah. -25/4. You might be asking, what is that? You can just put in your calculator, but 4 goes into 24, how many times? 6, and there's a remainder of 1. So it is $6.25 negative. Okay, and let's do the 0. So if I put in 0 here, you'll just realize that that just is negative 6. 0, comma, negative 6, and let's put in the last one, 1. That'll be 1 plus 1 minus 6, so 2 minus 6 is negative 4. 1, comma, whoops, negative 4. I wanted that to be blue. Why? Whoop, 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 whoop. No, don't do that. Let's try that again. There it is. So that my blue answers match. All right, let's go ahead and graph this. So we're kind of right in the middle, and let's do 2, 4, 6. So we're counting by 2's on the y-axis, and that'll just be 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, let's graph that. Left 2, down 4. Left 2, down 4. Green. Left 1, down 6. Okay, let's do this one. Left, negative 1/2 or negative 0.5, or between negative 0.5 is between 0 and negative 1. So let's just put that axis of symmetry in with this thing. So my graph's kind of go through that, if that makes sense. And then negative 6 1/4 or negative 6.25, which means just a little bit lower. So it's like right there. 0, negative 6. Stay and go down 6. And then right 1, left. Right 1, down 4. Right 1, down 4. And let's get a color you might like. Let's see how I do on my graph. Pretty good, pretty good. I liked it when it was hand drawn, because you can just connect the dots, essentially. Okay, and then what kind of solutions do we have? Now, pay attention. If you don't extend your lines, which I'm going to extend it, remember those arrows mean it goes on forever, then ours has 2 solutions. And the hard part is our solutions. We can just say 2 real solutions. Because if you look up here on our table of values, they didn't give us a fun problem here. Let me think. Negative 3, positive 3, negative 2. Yeah, they didn't give us a great. Because you notice none of the y values are 0. None of the y values are 0. I see that for our first problem, those purple ones. And for the example, they're in black. You see it? So you can kind of estimate it. That's negative 3, and this is positive 2. So x equals 2, and x equals negative 3. They didn't do, again, a great job. But I did that in my hand by factoring, which is a different method we're going to do next. All right, let's go over question number 7. Let's go ahead and write the standard form right next to it. And in doing so, that helps us identify our A, B's, and C's. Remember, there is no value there, so it's a 1. So A equals 1, B equals 2, and C equals negative 3. Let's go ahead and find our axis of symmetry. We're just going to substitute in our values. That'd be 2. A is 1. And that'll simplify to 2 over 2, which is negative 1. Okay, with the axis of this must go right in the middle, always. This is the key to it because it is the axis of symmetry. So if I put in here negative 1, you can go negative 2, negative 3, and then 0, 1. Let's go ahead and put in our function here. And remember, every x value we're going to put in x equals negative 3. Let's do that. So negative 3, and that will give us 9 minus 6 minus 3, and 3 minus 3 equals 0. So you put in your answer over here. This is my x value, and you have an order pair negative 3, 0. Alright, let's go over here, do the same thing for negative 2. We're replacing every x value now with negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4 minus 3. So we're going to have negative 3 as my answer. Negative 2, comma 3. Okay. Let's put in now into this function negative 1. This will give us 1 minus 2 minus 3. Negative 1 minus 3 would give us negative 4 as our answer. So negative 1 comma negative 4 is our answer. And let's do the same thing for 0. 0 plus 0 minus 3, your answer is going to be negative 3. 0, comma, negative 3. And our last one is 1. Let's go ahead and put a 1 in there. This will get me 1 plus 2 minus 3, and that'll give me 3 minus 3, which is 0. Alright, let's go ahead and graph this. I think we got a graph down here. It's a little bit too far, so I'm just going to do it here. And just a couple of values here. Not the greatest graph, but negative 3, 0, so left 3, 0. Negative 2, negative 3, so left 2, down 3. Negative 1, 4, left 1, down 4. 0, negative 3. And I want to point out that this is actually your y-intercept. And why I point that out is because it's your c value. So if you put in x equals 0, you will get this. So this it helps you cross where the y-axis is. So it kind of just gives you kind of like another puzzle piece. And our last one, 1, 0. Let's go ahead and put a graph through this. See how we do. Not bad. Remember the trick. Just make your point way really big. And how many times does this go through the x-axis? That would be 2 times. So we have here 2 real solutions. And now we got lucky because that was x equals -3 and x equals 1. And we saw that from our table of values, didn't we? Alright, let's go ahead and try question number 8. This one's going to be ultra fun because you write standard form. A equals -1, B equals -6, and C equals -9. Let's go ahead and put in our axis of symmetry. So our B value is -6. A value of -1. So make sure you make that negative sign on the outside. Don't forget the 2. This will give us -6 divided by -2, which is +3, and the opposite of +3 is -3. So this one is going to become our axis of symmetry. And it always goes right here in the middle. Notice there's 2 points to the left and 2 points to the right. So here goes a -3 and go -4, -5. Consecutive integers, which basically means numbers that are next to it. And we have negative x squared minus 6x minus 9. Okay, so basically every x value, we're going to put in something here. And in this problem, we're going to put in a -5. Now, you might be tricked here or stuck, and a lot of students want to do that opposite sign. You could think of it as a -1, and that would be multiplication. So if that's the case, then you have to do that after parentheses and exponents because of PEMDAS. So that'll be -5 squared is +25, and the opposite of that is -25. +30 minus 9, and that'll become 5 minus 9, which is -4. Again, feel free to use a calculator. And what did we put in there? -5. Let's go ahead and try our next one here. So a negative sign, squared minus 6 times something minus 9, and that something is going to be -4, which I got over here. And let's simplify that. -4 times -4 is +16. Opposite of that is -16. +24 minus 9. And that'll give us 8 minus 9, which is -1. So -4, -1. Okay, let's try the next one. So every parentheses now represents the x value. And the x value that I have for this problem is -3. -3 squared is +9. +9 times -1 gives you -9. -9, oh, sorry, +18 minus 9. And all of that is going to equal 0 is my answer. The answer goes on the right side, and what you inputted there is your x value. So input, output. Let's try our next one here. And we get to put in here -2. So that'll become 4, -4, +12 minus 9. That'll be 8 minus 9, which is -1. And what did I put in there? -2. And our last one What should we put in there? -1. So this will become +1, -1, +6, -9. So that'll be 5 minus 9, which is -4. And what do we put in there? -1. And I want to point out something. Do you guys notice here in black? My answers are the same here. The blues. Did you notice that? I hope you did. All right. And we're going to the negative side. I don't know how that works. And let's go this way a couple of directions. And let's do -5, -4. Left 5, down 4. Left 4, down 1. -3, 0. -2, 1. So left 2, down 1. And the red 1, left 1, down 4. Here is my, what color do you guys want? Orange? Pretty good, pretty good. I want to point out something. We haven't done this quite a bit, but you know, we said the axis of symmetry is -3. Take a look at this. X equals -3, that's the x-axis, so this is -3. And this dotted line is the axis of symmetry. It's a mirror. And how many times does this, well, remember, it crosses once, but that's a double root or double solution. So we're going to say 2 real solutions at x equals -3 and x equals -3. Or again, you could have said like something like 2 real solutions at x equals -3 with a multiplicity of 2. And question number 9. Let's go ahead and get standard form right below. It's easy as A, B, C. And if you get stuck, there is a 1 here. So A equals 1, B equals -6, and C equals 5. We're going to find our vertex with this formula, x equals -b all over 2a. B value is -6. A value is 1. That'll become -6 over 2. So I want you guys to notice how when I simplify, I actually leave that negative sign to the very end, so you'll get -3 and x equals +3. Super important. Where does that go? Where does this axis of symmetry go? That always goes into this middle box. Always. Super important. Why is this super important? Because it tells you what values to pick for x. You can literally pick any x value, but it is easiest to pick values that are consecutive or next to it. So I would going to pick 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And my function here is x squared minus 6x plus 5. Every x value, I'm going to put in a parentheses. And that will show, oops, that's going to show the substitution. So now we got 5 squared, which is 25, minus 30 plus 5. So negative 5 plus 5, that gives me an answer of 0. And what do we put in there? We put in 5. Let's go ahead and try 4. Same thing. That space there is for every x value, and x equals 4 here. Let's go ahead and simplify that. You get 16 minus 24 plus 4, so negative 8 plus 4 would give me negative 4. When x was 4, my answer, f of x, is negative 4. And let's go ahead and try the next one. I have here 3. So let's put in 3 here. If x is 3, let's go ahead and evaluate this. This will become 9 minus 18 plus 4. So 9 minus 18 is negative 9, plus 4 is negative 5. So when x is 3, my output is negative 5. Let's go and try this one here. Remember, we're doing the same problem here, basically 5 times. And what we're going to do here is put in what? 2. So 2 squared is 4. Negative 6 times 2 is negative 12 plus 4, so that would be negative 8 plus 4, which is negative 4. When x is 2, my y value is negative 4. And the last one, every x value we're going to replace with 1. So I'm saying, instead of saying x squared, we have 1 squared, which is 1 minus 6 plus 4. So negative 5 plus 4 is negative 1. 1 comma negative 1. Alright, let's go ahead and put that in there. Let's double check some values we're going to pick. I think we're going this way and down. Alright, what do we got? 5 comma 0. So write 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and stay. That's the first one. Write 4 down 4. Write 3 down 5. Write 2 down 4. Notice how my greens are on the same y horizontal line. And the last one, write 1 down 1. Whoa. Okay, so I want to highlight that I made a mistake somewhere, because these two values are not the same. Let's double check. 5 squared. Oh, right there. Oh no. Did you guys see what I did? Oh no. What? The answer to the original problem is plus 5. Oh yeah, let's figure this out. Good thing, I think that's part of math, is making mistakes, going back and see if we can make them correct. Okay, so that is that one. Negative 5 plus 5 is 0. That one makes sense. Negative 8. That would give me a negative 3. This one will give me negative 9, negative 4. And this one will give me negative 8 plus 5 gives me negative 3, and this one, of course, is 5, so negative 5 plus 5 is 0. Okay, so did you guys see how I knew that? I knew that these here had to be the same, and these also had to be the same. So let's go back and erase my little dots. All right. Write 5 up here, 5, 0. 4, negative 3. Write 4 down 3. Write 3 down, negative 4. Write 2 down, negative 3. And write 1, 0. Now, to double check that you basically just also find those 2 points, you can always just you can make y equals 0, but for right now, you guys do not know other methods of cooking the potato or solving the quadratics. So we have 2 real solutions at, this is 5, so x equals 5, and x equals 1. And those are our solutions for question number 9. Let's go on to question number 10. We're going to graph this. Find our A, B, and C. Find the vertex. My B value is 2. My A value is 1. And you need to write that formula down every time because I know you're going to mess up. Don't do it. So I got 2 over 2, and then I take care of that negative sign at the end, so I get x equals negative 1. So basically what we've done is what did we do? Make sure it's set equal to 0, find the axis symmetry, use the table of values, graph it, and then figure out how many solutions we have. All right. All right, so let's go ahead and, again, this is the most important one, the axis of symmetries. Where do you put that in there? It's always in the middle box, or the third one. Why do you need to do that? Because it helps us find other 2 points that are consecutive. So I have x squared plus 2x plus 3. And let's go ahead and just substitute in. Basically, every x value is just going to go down that column and in here. What does that look like? That'll be, so you can see that column, then I'm going to put in a negative 3. And that'll give me 3 plus 3, which gives me 6. Okay, so let's do that for the next one. So same thing, we're doing 5 mini problems, but now we have negative 2. So negative 2 squared is 4 minus 4 plus 3, so 4 minus 3 is 0. 0 plus 3 is 3. So when I put in negative 2, I get 3. Let's try that with this one here. So I get negative 1, negative 1. I got 1 minus 2 plus 3. This will give me negative 1 plus 3, which is 2. Alright, let's go ahead and try this one here. We're going to put in, what? 0. That will give me, I put in 0, and I get an answer of 3. And last one. What are we putting in here? Putting in a 1. So 1 plus 2 plus 3 gives me 6. 1 comma 6 is my solution. Let's go ahead and graph that. Look ahead. I have -3, -1, -2, going up to 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Do your best to make them equidistant. So -3, 6, left 3, up 6. -2, 3, left 2, up 3. Left 1, up 2. 0, and then go up 3, and then right 1, up 6. And we have a graph that looks kind of like this. Ooh. Okay. Question. Does it go through the x-axis? It does not, so there are 0. Another word for 0 is no. Do you want any mayonnaise on your sandwich? And you say, I want 0 of it. That means there are no or none, no real solutions. It does not cross the x-axis. In this problem, you would have 2 imaginary solutions or complex solutions, which we'll get into soon. All right, number 11. What do we got? I got A is 1, B is -3, and C is -10. And put an axis of symmetry, -b over 2a. Always write that formula down. And let's just go and substitute that in. My b value is -3. And my a value is 1. Oh no. Do you guys see what's happening? Dun. I got a fraction. Never fear, Mr. Ng is here. So this one will always go in the middle. And there's 3 halves. Okay, 3 halves, if you put in your calculator, $3 divided by 2 people is 1.5. So right above it is 2 and 3. And below it, let's just say 3 halves is between $2 and $1. So that would be the next point there. Okay, so we're working with and I'm just going to put there all these parentheses. Now, why do I do that? Oh, I thought about something. Let me just copy and paste this. Duplicate, boom. Duplicate, boom. Duplicate, boom. Technology! Duplicate, boom. Well, that was cool. Okay, so this problem we're going to put in 3 for every x value. 3 squared is 9 minus 6 minus 10, so that'll be 3 minus 10, which is -7. All right, what do we got? We got a 2. 2 squared is 4 minus 6 minus 10, so -2 minus 10 is -12. Uh-oh. Okay. let's put in 3 halves. Okay, that just basically means 3 halves times 3 halves. And all you have to do here is just multiply across. So you will get 9/4. Make that a fraction, multiply across, you get minus 9 halves. Let's put this over 1. And my lowest common denominator for 2 and 1 is 4. So, watch this. I'm just going to multiply this one by over 4. This will give me negative 40 over 4. If I multiply this one by 2 over 2, this will give me negative 18 over 4. Can I move this? Let's do it. Magic. Oh yeah, I love this thing. Negative 18 over 4. Okay, so we all have a common denominator now, and then you can just 9 minus 18 is negative 9, negative 49 over 4. Woof! Negative 49 over 4. And what do we put in there? 3 halves. Last problem we put in a 2, and that one was a 3. Okay, what do we got here? We got a 1. 1 squared is 1 minus 3 minus 10. Negative 2 minus 10 is negative 12. And what do we put in there? 1 comma negative 12. Alright, what's the last one? Oh yeah, my favorite 0. 0, 0. 0 minus 0 minus 10 gives you negative 10. So we're going to have 0 comma negative 10. Let's graphy mappy here. Alright, my numbers get kind of big, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to count by, this will be 1s, and then this one will be 2, so that'll be negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, negative 8, negative 10, negative 12. Okay, let's try it, We got 3, negative 7, so that would be right, 3 down 7, negative 2, negative 4, negative 6, and not negative 8, so right in between it. And 2, negative 12, so right 2 down negative 12. Okay. You can put that into your calculator, which I will do. Negative 49 divided by 4. Okay, negative $12 or $12.25. $12.25. Let's write that. So it's just like right past 12. So 1.5. Let's do that one. 1.5, so 1, 2, so right there, 1.5, and negative 12.5 is just a little bit past it. Like that, there in red. Okay, so we have right 1 down negative 12, and then my last one, 0, negative 10. Uh-oh. And I did it again. Let's see. 9 minus, should I see that? No, it's still wrong. What? Negative 10. Learning from mistakes. That's negative 9, which is 0, which goes as negative 10. 3, negative 10. 3, negative 10, so I'm going to erase this one. That would be negative 8, negative 10 right here. Okay, here's the bad thing. And it'll lead to a segue for our next section. Pencil working here. Okay, so if I kind of just connect the dots. Okay, so I don't have points out here, right? I can just say for now that I have two real solutions. At, okay, so I don't know what this red one is. And this yellow one. Okay, but we're going to learn this, so I might as well just show it to you. I'm going to put that into the calculator. X squared minus 3x minus 10. I'll go way slower when we do it. Y equals x squared minus 3x minus 10. That's what I said, right? Let's double check. Yep, okay. Oh, okay. Press graph. And let's pinch in there. And let's just zoom in like crazy. Oh, look at that value. Ooh. Okay. So play around with it until you get something like this, okay? And the cool thing about a graphic calculator is you could just literally put your finger on it. And I want the y value to equal 0, so you could do something like that. Just kind of drag your finger. Boop! Oh yes, it says 0. Perfect! 5, 0. And then doot, negative 2, 0. So we know what it is. Okay, so that red one, yellow one's 5, red was negative 2. So you can see that was my estimate, guesstimate, and we actually found what it was. And there's the answer. All right, last one here, number 12. Let's write standard form. And there's a 1 right there, so A equals negative 1, B equals negative 8, and C equals negative 16. Whoops, too many negatives. And let's see, we need to find the vertex. And got a B value, negative 8. And we have A value, negative 1. So we're just replacing here. That's what means to evaluate. And you have a 2 here with parentheses. So leave the negative sign to the end. Negative 8 divided by negative 2 gives me a positive 4. And that just becomes x equals negative 4. Okay, super important. That value will go into the middle of our table. So let's put in negative 4. Then we go ahead and get a value here. Negative x squared minus 8x minus 16. And let's go, well, technically down, but we're going up. I don't know if that makes sense. Because if it was like a number line, and you did a vertical number line, negative numbers go down or to the left. I know you guys think I'm crazy. Okay, negative, and instead of writing x, I'm just going to do the parentheses. And basically we're going to do 5 mini problems. 5 mini problems. So I just, boom, copy and paste. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. We gotta start again. Oh, and you missed a 6 there. Great. Let's clean that up. Alright, here we go. -6. Numbers get too big, feel free to use a calculator. This will become -6 squared is positive 36, -36, positive 48, minus 16. Oh yeah. So that's going to give me a -12, -28. -6, comma, -28. Okay, let's try -5. -5, -5, so that comes 25, -25, positive 40, gives me positive 15, that would give me -1. So -5, comma, -1. Alright, here we go, -4, 16, -16, positive 32, positive 16, -16, you get 0, -4, comma, 0. And let's go ahead and put in a -3 here. That becomes 9, -9, positive 24, positive 15, minus 16 gives me a -1. We put in -3, got -1, and that matches, right? See the reds? And green, what do you think it should be? It should be a -28. Let's see. So we got a -2. That become positive 4, -4, positive 16, -16. I said because, okay, that's bad. I think that's 0, and this one comes -4. What happened? 36, -36, 48, 12. 12 minus 16 is -4. Do you guys see that? I was kind of like, okay, one of them's going to be wrong. And good thing for erasers. We make mistakes. That's okay. Okay, that's -4. And this one will be -2, comma, -4. Alright, let's graph this. Can you predict? We'll cross the x-axis. I don't know. Let's see. Ow, hurt my shoulder. -2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to go down to -4. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, what do we got? -6, -4. Left 6, down 4. Left 5, down 1. -4, 0. Left 3, down 1. And left 2, down 4. And let's see it. See if we can move it a little bit. Trying to like bing, 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 bing. Do you guys see what order pairs are? They are actually solutions. And there's a billion little dots there, but we've just pointed out ones that are perfectly on the graph with nice coordinates that are whole numbers or integers. So how many solutions do we have? Magic numbers, because it's quadratic, we actually have 2 real solutions. It's kind of weird. I want you to start doing this. x equals -4 and x equals -4. It's a double one. You write -4 twice. All right. Hopefully that was fun.
Shout out to Mr. Ng for being the best math teacher that there is. And math is